What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Got a great video for you guys today. Sorry it took me an extra 10 minutes to get started on this live video. So while everybody's joining in, I'm just gonna wait a few seconds. I always do this, some people complain, but it's not polite to go off on the video and then everybody joins in and I have to explain it twice. So I'm just going to sit here for a minute and wait for everybody to join in. We're talking about the new C8 Corvette, and I'm going to give you my thoughts, and I'm also going to give you some specs that they didn't talk about yesterday, and that really not too many people that I know of have really mentioned, but it's important, and I really want to go over those things with everybody. So, Dylan, it absolutely is nuts, but what I want to do is I want to thank one of my subscribers, Larry, who's a really awesome guy and such a big fan of the channel and supporter. He sent me a card here saying that he is a big fan of the channel, even signed it and sent a gift card. And you know, that really means a lot to me because I've got a lot of things going on in my personal life that are very unfair to me and are financially stressful, but I still make the time to do these videos for you guys. So any support that you guys give me, whether it's likes, not skipping the ads, watching the videos, thumbs up, you know, commenting on the videos and watching all of them, or sending fan mail or gift cards in this, you know, particular circumstance, or even just going to drivewithdemons.com and buying hoodies, key tags, and stuff like that, or just straight supporting the channel, or super chat donations. It really helps because, like I said, I really am having some things in my personal life that I really don't want to get into, but you know, they're very rough financially on me. So I'm spending a lot of time away from work to do these videos for you. So all the support you guys give me, like I said, you know, in any way possible, helps me to continue pushing this type of content. So like I said, thanks to Larry, because Larry's a big fan of the channel. So I want to give him a big shout out. He's in here. Thank you so much for, you know, the help and the support in the channel with the red eye build. So now that, we've done that, we're going to dive right into the content right now for the C8 Corvette. First off, I want to tell you guys that I watched the video last night and I was blown away. I think that GM did a badass job. Fantastic. Ford's GT500 reveal was extremely weak by comparison. GM has pretty much just killed Ford as far as the reveal goes. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Ford GT500 is not in the same class as a C8 Corvette. Well, no, it's not. They're really not that comparable. But the problem here is that Ford's reveal of the GT500 was absolutely weak as hell. And I love what the car looks like, but now that I find out they're charging $100,000 or $125,000, it's absolutely crazy. Like, it's not going to sell properly and they're going to be somewhat limited to a degree. So I just think that Ford really can't keep up with Dodge at all, really, especially in marketing. But GM, I'm just going to say it, guys, GM has done a fantastic job. And that whole video, hey, what's up, JMC? Thank you, buddy. Go check out JMC Rides channel. Go subscribe to him. John's a buddy of mine, really good guy. We've chatted a bunch of times, definitely good people. Go subscribe after this video first. Wait till I finish, then go subscribe to JMC Rides, okay? So what I want to tell you guys is that I watched this video last night and I was blown away. GM put a great commercial together. I had goosebumps on my arm. I'm not even kidding. And watching the Corvette, the way they just did the video, you know, it's just, I'm lost of words. It's just fucking awesome. Like, it is breathtaking how they filmed the Corvette and just brought it out and revealed it. And let's get right into the specs. You know, like I said, they've done a great job, and I fully support the C8. It's a great car. I just love GM products in general. I have a Duramax. So they said that this vehicle, thanks, Chris, I appreciate it, buddy. They said the C8 is 495 horsepower with the performance exhaust, and it's going to be, you know, available in a Z51 package, you know, of course, like all the Corvettes do. So 495 horsepower, and it's going to weigh about 3,300 pounds. Now, that's going to put it in the same category as the McLaren 570, because the McLaren, depending on how you configure it, weighs about 32 to 3,300 pounds. The McLaren 570 is about 572 horsepower, I want to say, and this is like right at 500. Well, the McLaren 570 is not going to beat the GM or the Corvette C8 in a 0 to 60 because it's sub 3 seconds, and, you know, the torque is going to play a little bit of a factor here. Now, in a roll race, I think that the 570 is probably going to walk away. These are all speculations for, you know, what's going to possibly happen. But when you look at the weight to power, they're nearly identical. It's just a little short on power as far as the Corvette, but it is an 8-speed DCT. So we're going to have to see how the aerodynamics and the shifting and the torque and the tires and everything like that. So for the price, you can't go wrong. It is going to be about $57,000, $58,000 based out. By the time you add the Z51 package and performance exhaust, you're going to be looking at around $67,000, $68,000 for a mid-engine supercar. $67,000 to $70,000 decked out. Why would anybody buy a GT500 for $100,000 plus, when for $30,000 less, they could have a mid-engine supercar, which has, in my opinion, by far a superior exterior design and interior, you know, outlay. It's just, I love the GT500. I do. I love cars in general. I love everything. But I don't think the GT500 is going to be able to compete, you know, with the C8. Now, if people are saying, oh, you know, some people just might say, you know, Driveway Demons is biased, but I can't really be biased because I don't own a Corvette or a Mustang. I own a Red Eye. So I'm giving you guys an outsider's perspective of what these vehicles are going to probably do. And in my opinion, the C8 is the better bargain. I appreciate that, Fish Sticks. So the C8, in my opinion, is like Dodge's Hellcat back in 2016. The C8 has stirred up the entire automotive market right now, and hats are off to GM. Like I said, I had goosebumps. They blew me away. I would almost go as far to say is that the C8 Corvette might actually be better, or at least as good of a reveal as the Demon and the Hellcats. I think that GM really has their stuff together, and I'm very excited to see what this car can do. I think we're looking at 0 to 60 around 2.8, 2.9. Quarter mile is most likely going to be around 11.7, 11.6, just like somewhere in the mid 11s, high 11s. So let's go on. 485, awesome things. It's actually 495. And it weighs 3,300 pounds, just under 3,300 pounds, which is the same weight as the 570. But as far as the McLaren, it's only about 70 horsepower shy with an intake, headers, tune, and a cam. You're right there with a 570, and a 570 is a $195,000 car. The C8 can be had for 60 grand. So for $75,000 or $80,000, you're gonna have a low 11, high 10-second supercar. Like, we're not even gonna compare it to the McLaren. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not comparing the C8 Corvette to the Dodge Demon, the Hellcats, or the Red Eye. It's not a competitor to those cars, so we need to take ourselves out of that thought process. I'm comparing the C8 Corvette to the McLaren. The only reason why I brought up the fact of, you know, the GT500s because they're both coming out about the same time. Now, as far as the C8 is concerned, keep in mind, guys, the ZR1 beat every single car on a road course. It's right up there. Road and Track has it. The only car that the ZR1 did not beat was the Porsche. I believe it was the Porsche GT-RS. I believe that's what it was, GT-RS2. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know for sure it was the Porsche, though. It's the only vehicle that beat the ZR1. The fact that this mid-engine Corvette is going to be better better for traction, better for cornering. It's going to win. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm calling it. You guys can say, all your own opinions, it's fine, but I'm calling it right now that the C8 Corvette is going to break records on road courses. I'm telling you guys, it's going to happen. It is a marvel to look at, and it's going to have big power. Now let's get to the big, yeah, that's it right there, the GT2 RS. That's the only car that beat the ZR1, and this car is even faster. So let's get to it. Let me tell you guys exactly what GM did not tell you in the reveal, and this is it right here. If you guys know, the C8 Corvette, the new one that was just revealed, is basically a reworked LT1. So it's basically similar in almost every way. It's an LT2. So with that being said, moving on to the Z06, which they didn't tell you about, is going to be the new Blackhawk 4.2 liter V8, which is an LT7. If you guys have heard anything about that, you'll know what I'm talking about. For most people, they probably don't know. It's called the Blackhawk, is the code name for it. It's going to be used by Cadillac, I believe, in the new CTS-V coming up. It's a 730, 740 horsepower, twin turbo, dual overhead cam V8, producing over 700 horsepower. Now, if they can do 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, or 3 seconds or better, what they said, which has got to be 2.9, with 495 horsepower, what do you think is going to happen with 740? We're talking 2.5, 2.6, quarter mile times in the low 10s, high 9s. That's a McLaren 720 killer. Think about the McLaren 720 at 700 horsepower. This is going to be about 30 more horsepower, and it's going to weigh the same. So we're looking at a very, very fast car here, okay? Wicked fast, almost too fast for the streets. To be honest, most people really won't care about that. They'll drive it on the street anyway, but it's going to be great to see that car in action. That's the new Z06. It's 100% fact they're using that engine. Now, I can't quote exact horsepowers, but GM has already said in a press conference, I can't remember where it was, you guys will have to look it up, it's 700 plus horsepower, and it's the Blackhawk LT7. It's coming for a fact. That is the Z06. Now, people are going to ask, what is the price of this vehicle? It's most likely going to be around 90 or 100. I'd say between 90 and 120, depending on how you configure it. It's going to be right about where the current Z06, or the current Z06 was last year, which started around 85, 90, but you could deck it out to 100. So I'd say give or take right around 90 or 100K for the Z06. Now, the ZR1 won't be coming out for a while. You won't see the Z06 revealed until probably this time next year, maybe a little later for a 2021 model. Maybe it'll come a little earlier, but that's not what I'm hearing. So moving on to the ZR1, we probably won't see that for another 2 or 3 years, but we could see it sooner. I have no idea, as I have no information on exact release dates, but I will tell you that the ZR1 is going to be a hybrid. It's going to have an electric assist, and it's going to be around 1,000 horsepower. So if you think about it like that, we're looking at a car that's going to be maybe 200 or 300 pounds, like I said, heavier than the McLaren. I said this in my video last December, that the new ZR1 would weigh about 3,800 pounds. So we're looking at about 3,800, but 1,000 horsepower. So it's going to be about 300 pounds heavier than a McLaren 720, but it's going to have 300 more horsepower. If you guys really want a supercar, and you want a supercar that's affordable and is going to be fast, you're not going to be able to beat GM. You're not going to be able to do it. The Corvette is going to take over the supercar market for the average guy to afford. And that's coming from what people like to say about me is I'm a Dodge guy. I'm not. I'm a car guy. But if I was to go with that statement, like a lot of people say that I'm a Dodge guy, I'm telling you guys GM is where it's at for the supercars. That's just it. The Corvette is, like I said, you're going to be able to entry into the Corvette for $60,000 and run 11s all day in a car that, in my opinion, is the nicest looking car in its class, period. It looks better than the NSX. It looks better than the McLaren. It looks better than every car in its class. It just does. It is gorgeous. And to think that you're going to be able to get a Z06 with 700 plus horsepower and maintain that gorgeous outlay and design of the C8 for about $100,000 or so dollars puts it at half the price of a McLaren 570 with 200 plus more horsepower, and it puts it at about half the price of a McLaren, or a quarter of the price, I mean, of the 720, and you're going to have 30 to 50 more horsepower. So if you're into power and exotics, nothing against McLaren, I'm just using it as an example, the new Corvette is simply mind-blowing. Hats off to GM. They have done a fantastic job, and I'm blown away. I really just can't believe how well of a job that GM did. It makes me wish that Dodge will come out with something even better. The pot has been stirred, and in my opinion right now, GM is on top. It's the best video I've seen all year. It's splitting hairs right about now, but I would like to say that the video that I saw from last night on the Corvette was equally, if not better, than the Charger wide body. And I'm not being, biased or being a sellout to Dodge or anything like that. I'm giving props where props is due. And like I said, I really just can't believe how well of a job. I never thought GM had it in them. I just can't believe how good of a job they did. I really didn't think they'd be able to pull it off, and they did. They impressed the living shit out of me. So, well, so yeah, I just want to give that all to you guys. Understand that, I'm not hating on the GT500. We all know I love Dodge. I've got a red eye, and I got a lot of stuff coming for it. I just, wanted to touch base on how mind-blowing GM has been. And the C8, like I said, I might actually consider getting a C8 for the channel, because I could probably figure out a way to make that work without getting rid of the red eye. Whereas the GT500, I already spoke to the dealerships, and nobody can get a GT500 for less than 90 grand. Not anybody that I've spoke to. I'm sure there's dealerships out there that can do it, but none that I've spoke to seem to be able to get them. So I'm going to speak to some GM dealerships this week and try to get my hands on or get around a C8 Corvette and find out when allocations are coming, because I really, just hope I can get my hands on one. It's just a beautiful vehicle, and I want to review it. I want to drive it, maybe even own it eventually. So that's the goal, guys. I want to thank everybody for joining me on this Corvette video. I'm sorry I did not do this video last night. I was too busy doing a video on the CUDA. You guys can check that video out. Check my brother's channel out. This Can't Be Happening, all lowercase, one word. He's got a new project car. You guys are going to love it. We're both posting on Monday or Tuesday with that video. I've got a lot of stuff coming, guys. A lot of stuff for the red eye. I'm about to show you guys how the red eye is going to lose some serious weight over the next couple of weeks, and it is going to be badass. You guys are going to love it. Check out the store, drivewithdemons.com. Support the channel there. Also, I'm doing a giveaway. Don't sign off the video yet. Don't leave. I am doing a giveaway. It starts this week, so stay tuned for that video. I am going to be giving away a Trinity, T2 Diablo Sport Trinity, and unlock PCM for your Mopar. That's right. We're giving that away. We're going to start the entry soon. All the details, stay tuned for that. I am giving away a $1,500 package for your Mopar to tune it. Whether it's a Scat Pack, a Hellcat, a Red Eye, a Demon, it don't matter. I'm giving away a PCM and a tuner from Diablo Sport. That giveaway, all the details later on this week. Stay tuned for that. If you're stopping in for the first time, guys, go ahead and subscribe, thumbs up, comment below. And when this video posts to YouTube, be sure to watch it, like and comment, interact. Don't skip the ads. Support the channel. Once again, thanks to Larry. Thank you to everybody in here. If I did not call out your name, I'm very sorry. There was like over 250 people in here, but you guys are the best. You are the Drive with Demons family, no matter what. Love all you guys equally. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next upload. Again, I appreciate all of you. Thanks so much. Take care, guys, and have a great weekend.